Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and today is the day of a very big launch. You guys know what it is. It's Nerd Wars tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live. You're not going to want to miss it. It's tonight, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come watch Nerd Wars. We're going to have a lot of fun fighting stuff out, and tonight's going to be a really fun starter. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me tonight. But let's not bury the lead. Obviously, the thing that really launched today is Disney Plus. Ta-da! It's here. The Simpsons, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, High School Musical, Encore, Avatar, Frozen. Look at this. Look, I think this is going to be amazing for families. This is amazingly, so far, a family-driven platform. I was not immensely impressed with the sort of navigation for non-Disney movies. They own Fox. Like, where's Home Alone? Why isn't it like, put the Rocketeer up front? You know what I'm saying? Home Alone, Rocketeer, National Treasure. There's just stuff that they could sort of put up here to make it seem less kid. And sort of the only one they had here was like Inspired True Stories, where they have Secretariat and Remember the Titans, but everything has the Disney logo. And I expected, there we go, Turner and Hooch. This is the first one in there. I'm like, show me more of the deep library, Disney. Here's Roger Rabbit. There you go. Like, they're burying the leads because they think everyone just wants the big shiny. But I don't know. I worry people are going to get bored if they don't realize the deeper cuts inside Home Alone, etc. That like, oh, cool. It's not just Disney movies. Because my initial review of the Disney Plus app was that. It just feels like, okay, if you have kids, you're going to love it. If you don't, you're going to have fun checking some stuff out, and then you're going to be bored in a month or two until Marvel and other stuff comes forward. So the real draw here, obviously, to really make that decision is The Mandalorian. That's what everyone's joining for, and that's what I was most excited to check out first. And here it is right up top. In fact, it's so busy that it's having problems loading. Thank God I already watched it for you, and I already preloaded the link. But clearly everyone is watching this show that's already starting to fry the Disney Plus servers. Let's get to it. I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to first review, overview, no spoilers. For those of you who haven't watched it yet, you can see it here. If you haven't watched it, why are you watching me instead of watching that? Go watch it. Come on, go get it. And then I'm going to, midway through, talk about some spoilers, because it's particularly the ending has a massive spoiler that I think is going to get a lot of people either excited or frustrated. But first, no spoilers. I'll warn you when I'm getting into spoilers. I really like this show. I think it's a fantastic back to the roots of Star Wars. Everyone who's been complaining about Last Jedi and all the problems with it, this, to me, feels like a show that has the spirit, it has the practical effects, it has just sort of everything you want about the original trilogy and what you hoped the new ones would do, like what Rogue One, I felt like, did the best. It just takes us back into the world and takes us into a new corner of the world with nods to the original, but clearly a new story, standalone story that we're going to tell that's going to connect to, obviously, the greater universe because of synergy. But it's really going to focus on a new character, a new place, and new things we haven't seen before. I really like that. It really has a strong original vibe to it while still having the vision of a Star Wars fan who's trying to give you the Easter eggs, but also give you something new. And really, the biggest telling thing to me at the end is it literally ends with directed by Dave Filoni, written by Jon Favreau, produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Like, Kathleen Kennedy's name didn't even come into like credit 5 at the end. So everyone who's like, boycott Star Wars, screw Disney, screw Kathleen Kennedy. Guys, chill. We gotta chill. We gotta give the show a fair shot because, you know, it is. What are we gonna say? Disney can never fix their wrongs. To me, that's the problem right now. And I see so many people are like, I'm not going to watch this because of what they've done. Look, that's your right, but I just think that's so ignorant. Like, give the show a shot. And maybe you want to wait and see how the whole season goes, get the reviews then, and then give it a shot. That's fair. But everyone who's just sort of out the right, even if it's seeing positive reviews, and I've started to see on Twitter places, screw it, I'm not buying Disney Plus, forget Disney, they've ruined it too much. Look, I understand where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but I understand their side. I have heard it, but I'm telling you, this is the one that feels like it's on the better track. At least for me it was. If you're a fan of the original trilogy, of Disney taking it to a new place with visionaries who have clear, I think, a plan in place to show new characters, cool effects, great sequences. The Mandalorian so far really feels that way. All the hype is clearly building, and I think there was a lot of hype already before it came out, but after watching the pilot, pilots traditionally suck, and this pilot got me hooked. I want to see more. My only complaint about the series, while the effects and the budget are great, it is a TV show. Like it doesn't ever, they sort of are selling this as a movie. It's not. It's a 38-minute episode that's strong with high budget. Definitely the highest thing I've seen for a pilot like this. The spaceships, the aliens, there's practical makeup that looks fantastic. But it feels like a TV show, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I wish if they're gonna go TV and not just go movie, I wish they would have slowed it down a bit. That's my criticism, because I feel like if we're committing to a TV show, the first episode could have been 60 minutes, and we could have spread out some of the moments to sort of build some character and not just rush to A to B to C to D to get to the ending to sort of give you the quick 38-minute. See, here it is. There's an act, and the ending leaves us on a hook for what's in episode 2. It just felt a little rushed. For me, where I felt like we could have sat in a few of those scenes a little longer, given seen a little bit more dirt on on his armor, just given us a few more little extra moments in some of the scenes we got, just to really feel it and slow it down a tad. It felt a little bit like, from a pacing standpoint, it felt like the final season of Game of Thrones versus the beginning of Game of Thrones. And I hope that doesn't continue. I hope they do find their way to sort of slow down at points. Because when they slow down, it's great. Nick Nolte's character, perfect example of there's some really great moments with him, but then they rush into a montage and sort of get him on his way. And I wish they sort of let's sit with there. Give it another 2-3 minutes. Let's sit in that world. Interesting. I liked learning the backstory. I want to learn more. You gave me enough, but I want to know more. But you could have still given me a little bit of a moment there instead of just jumping into the jokes and the pacing. That's the only thing I would give a sort of it's not really a knock, it's just a criticism of where I wanted. And I think that's a bonus. That's a plus review because I wanted more. And so that was my only sort of thing. It has a feel of a TV show, which is people like, Andy, duh, it's a TV show. But I just feel like they've been hyping this as sort of cinematic, Star Wars, budgets, etc. It's still a TV show. Now, if they're going to go TV show, then make it a TV show. Let's not just rush. I don't know if it's because of budgetary reasons. They're like, no. Come on, every minute it costs us $1 million. So to cut that down, or if they just felt the need to no, we really got to impress all these people who are hating us. So let's quickly get to the point. I don't know what it was, but that was the only thing that I noticed. Aside from that, I love Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian. He's mysterious. He's a badass. There's clearly more we're going to learn about him, but he feels like Dredd, which is the highest compliment I can get. And I'm talking Carl Urban's Dredd. We don't need to see him. He has a ethic. He has a moral guide he's following, and he's on his mission. And what I really enjoyed about this show, and as they started, I want to show you clips at the same time. I know they're going to ding me, so I'm trying to avoid it. But let's try a couple. Okay, we're there. As we sort of start this show, just the visuals are just fantastically just feel like, okay, we're following a bounty hunter. Here he is sort of in this wasteland. We get to this, it has just this nice visceral feel to him that I instantly am attached. And then they make these aliens. For those who didn't know, that's Horatio Sanz from Saturday Night Live as the blue alien. I was first like, who the hell is this? And then finally the voice clicked. I'm like, oh, that's Horatio Sanz. And I got it confirmed. But he walks into the bar. It just sort of sets the tone beautifully. Everyone, the characters in this bar, the makeup effects, it's just so well done that I just immediately immerses you into this world of Star Wars again in a way that I've been wanting to do. I feel like Solo attempted it. There were times where Solo gave you some of those moments, but then it just felt fake to me. This one feels real. This one feels like, okay, we're not doing some weird recast oh yeah, remember this? No, this is like, oh, this also happened. When you like the trilogy, let's go back to the world because this was something that also happened. And I hope they don't make a big deal out of it later, but like, oh yeah, like Rogue One, this is something that also happened. So it has a lot of the feel, but what I was trying to find here in the shot, it's like they go and do little things. Like we see the bathroom on the spaceship, which I'm trying to make sure I find out. Like little things like that we've probably seen in Rebels and Clone Wars, to be fair, which I haven't. I'm going to catch up on them. It's not as updated. I'm a live action fan. I've seen all the live action stuff multiple times, and I enjoy it. But this world building is just really fun to me because, I want to live in a world where we can have a little bit more time to get scenes like this. Oh, that is the toilet. Did they pee in this? Did they? Okay, I get the poop in that. He has to take all his armor off to do it? But little things like this. They have a whole scene about the currency of the bounty hunter, saying, "Well, the empire's down, so I don't accept that currency anymore." And, well, I have I like that stuff. I like when the show can give us a little bit more fitting backstory that's not just forcing it in for the sake of what I felt like Solo did of just sort of fan service. This so now is like, oh no, we're going to finally show you some more bigger parts of the world. And I really enjoyed that. And so between the currency, the fact that there's bathrooms that they've joke about, it's little stuff like that to me is the cool Easter eggs where it's like, oh, cool. I've been wanting to see what that is. Oh, that's how that worked. And then even the bounty hunter sort of opens up with this sort of story about like, he can't get work. So I liked all those parts a lot. And I think that's where the world is building in a fun, exciting way for fans and where I connected the most. And then beyond that, the action sequences were really fun. The supporting characters are great. Star Wars has always done a good job of sort of figuring out how to put their leads with strong supporting characters. And I felt they do that in this series as well. Between the Nick Nolte character, between Taika Waititi's battle droid that shows up near the end, even the alien, Horatio Sands' alien in the beginning, just really good back and forth moments and little canon characters that I'm excited they're introducing. The throwaway characters that you're like, whoa, I would have loved to see more, but they're moved on. That's, to me, what's exciting about this series. So for those of you that have been on the fence, I highly implore you to check it out. There's a really cool forging scene that alludes to sort of a backstory, so we know we're going to get a little bit more, but give us just enough that we're like, okay, there's more to the story, clearly. I liked the armorer, female bounty hunter. She was sort of building the armor for him that happens later. I'm like, all right, so I want to learn more about this. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot of like that sort of the expanded universe backstory about the Mandalorians. I've been trying to do my research, and now I want to learn more. So again, highest compliment I can give it because of all those sort of feels of wanting to learn more about these characters. I want to see more in this world, and the action moments are exciting and well choreographed. There's the scene near the end with the battle droid. It's just real. Again, no spoilers here. It's just really exciting and fun. So anyway, I'm geeking out because I really enjoyed it. I want to see more. That's my non-spoiler review. I highly implore you to go check it out. Go watch it. It's worth it. It's fun. Now, there's a spoiler part I want to get to. If you haven't seen it, check out. Bye-bye. I've warned you. Don't spoil it in the comments, and let people have at least a day or two to watch this. Some people work. So don't be mean. Now, spoiler part. You've been warned. Now, the end of the show is really where things go. As we meet Nick Nolte's character, they have the great scene between the battle droid. The real thing that we have to talk about is this ending, because this is clearly the thing that's gonna like, what? For those that are like refusing to watch and you're getting spoiled here, and the end ends with a Yoda-like baby as the mark, is what we reveal here. That suddenly, what? That's who he's after. He's like, oh, I thought it was 50-year-old. Well, this alien clearly ages slower. Now, this is pretty, what? There's another Yoda? Now, it's not Yoda. Obviously, we know that. There's only been two. There was Yaddle was the only other sort of Yoda creature we saw in the prequels, to my limited Star Wars knowledge. But we've never, George Lucas, when I looked it up, George Lucas has never really identified what species Yoda is. But the two that we've seen have been Jedis, council meetings, and clearly had Force powers. So it's, given how important of a mark this character is, yet to be seen that there's clearly probably sort of, this is Baby Yoda with Force powers, a Baby Yoda species. Now, look, I can see where some people are going to go, wait, what? Huh? Sure. I don't know where it's going yet. And where it goes will dictate my reaction. Initially, I'm curious, and it's a ballsy move as I see that, and good on them for making a big ballsy move. But this idea of sort of Baby Yoda with Force powers helping the Mandalorian, I don't know. It sounds kind of fun. My kid would love this part of it. And that's sort of like, if they do it right and there's a smart reasoning for it, and then they don't make it a big deal, like, oh yeah, or maybe this character will die and then we learn about it later. There's so many ways this could go, so I can't lose my mind on this yet. I'm intrigued. But it's a very ballsy move, and I don't know, is that why it took so long for bounty hunters to find that? Like, was Baby Yoda like killing everybody before they killed it, but then realized the bounty hunter wasn't going to do it, so is now giving him the opportunity to take him, trusts him. It also allows the bounty hunter to sort of have now emotion, where like, oh, okay, so there's more behind the shield than the helmet than we think. He has a heart. That makes the character more interesting. Or does he not? We don't know yet, but he shot the battle droid who was going to terminate it. Did he do that because he's going to get more money because it's alive, or did he do it because it seems like a child and he doesn't want to murder children? He does have some moral code. Again, all of that makes the character more interesting. So I liked all of that. And does that mean Taika Waititi's battle the IG-11 is dead, or does that mean we'll see an IG-12 later on and they all remember things? That could be interesting. There's so much more to go that I'm excited to see where we take this. But this ending that I think a lot of people are going to spoil or talk about, I go, what? How this is so stupid? Is it? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. What are your theories on why this is the mark that he's out to sort of, his bounty is a young species, same as Yoda. I'm intrigued, and it's adorable. Come on, this looks like Gizmo. It's like Yoda Gizmo. Now, was this done just to sell toys? Maybe. Is this going to become like a big supporting character in future episodes? Maybe. Do I have a problem with that? Not yet. I don't. Why would we? I mean, tell me, as a fan who's seen the films and is not that invested in sort of the expanded universe and everything else, I'd love to learn a little bit more about the species. And if they don't, as long as they don't make him like this important savior for the future that affected the movies behind the scenes, that's where I hate stuff. Like, make this its own story that lives in its own parallel timeline, and maybe there's a nod to it at some point, fine. But like, as long as this doesn't become like, oh, that's the reason the First Order was born, because Baby Yoda wiped the memories. Like, if they go there, then I'm with you and I'll roll my eyes and go, that was stupid. But if this is sort of just a moment in like, I got to protect this Yoda and no one needs to know about it, go live your life happily, and that's how the season ends. And then it's like, wow, we never knew about it. And that's the story of like a private, secret sort of moment in Star Wars with a character like this, to know that there are things that we don't know about. Dude, that gets me excited. I'm into it then. Then kudos to them. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. The spoiler didn't bother me. If anything, the spoiler made it more exciting to see where this can be. So I'm a fan. I liked it. I loved Nick Nolte's character. I loved, I spaced off of Werner Herzog does that scene in the opening. I want to see more with him. I loved that sequence with him in the Mandalorian, sort of talking Werner Herzog style. Brilliant casting. I can't wait for Bill Burr. I love that he's casting these Horatio Sanz. Brian Posehn was the sort of driver. So cute. If you go to his Twitter, he's like, oh my God, I'm canon Star Wars character. Well, my family's asleep. You should go check him out on Twitter. It was really fun to watch that sort of fandom happen. I'll try and find it as I'm wrapping up my thoughts. But overall, a really good review. I mean, really, I have to give it a good review because I really liked where this is going. I'm excited to see more. How can you give a better review than that? But yes, when fans like this are that excited, Ecstatic Nerd and Nerd Cave freaking out over being in Star Wars canon while family sleeps, holy S. I'm a fan of Brian Posehn. He's really funny. But it's like, it's just, this is fan service at its best. Like, creating new moments for big fans, putting them in cool little scenes that just, he died, and that's what it is. And he loves it. And I loved it. It was a cool scene. That whole ice monster added more sort of exciting moments and didn't need to be that expensive, and they went there. So kudos, Disney. Kudos for letting Favreau, Filoni have the reins. Let them see their vision through. I cannot wait to see where it goes. I will continue to review this because I'm on board. Everyone else in the world's going to do it. Tell me what you thought. I'm curious. Did you watch my review all the way through before watching this? Did you spoil it? Tell me down in the comments below, because I'm sort of trying to gauge like who's really buying Disney Plus to watch this. How did you get your Disney Plus? Did you pay for it? Did you download it? Did you do that illegally or through Verizon? I'm just very curious how the fans are actually getting this from Disney. Are they doing it the proper channels? Are they not? Are you slightly turning as a Last Jedi hater? Do you see potential in this one? Can you allow Disney to have a successful Star Wars? Let's talk all about that. Stay tuned again, like I said, tonight. Nerd Wars, you're not going to want to miss it. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be live every Tuesday and Thursday. We may be talking about this. I'm keeping it sort of under wraps. So stay tuned tonight to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell for more reviews, reactions, and lots more debates. Excited to see where this goes. Leave your comments down below. Thanks, everybody. Bye.